Hello and welcome, family, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways, family, and that you're moving into living life very much on your own terms. We're so grateful to every single person that has supported us on Patreon and enabled us to continue to bring the awakening news to our people through literally thick and thin. We appreciate, love you so much for that, family. Definitely consider supporting us or buying our ringtone. And to everyone who has sent us a love donation through PayPal, there is a gift for you in the mail. So I haven't seen this story anywhere, but it's a very key. Remember, family, it's not about all the news that they blitz, that they just media blitz, which is like just on you. But sometimes it's the stories, it's what they're not saying that's actually most important. And I recently, like a week ago, the Ugandan government actually terminated operations of the United Nations Human Rights Office in Uganda, and it caused a massive uproar. And, the first thing they did was to go to media and say, it's shameful that, that the Uganda wants to shut us down and kick us out, and we've helped to bring so much truth and all this stuff. They immediately activated their activists and their NGOs to go out on the streets and cry about what a great crime it was. And the reason I'm even bringing you this story, family, is because the New World Order is already in every country under the disguise of the United Nations. And, if you look at even just how the structure, forget conspiracy theories, if you just look at the structure of how the stations, literally, the United Nations is set up. They literally, in every single office across Africa, I don't even think they're in every single country across Europe, but in every office across Africa. Yeah, literally the countries are their offices. So in every single office across Africa, there's a United Nations High Commission for Human Rights, there's a World Health Organization, sometimes there's the World Food Program, and sometimes they're all housed in the same thing. There's the population control, and they are literally in every country. And this is the hand of the New World Order. Because the way that the UN hiring structure works is that different countries across the world, the Australias, the divided states, the Canadas of this world, they're the biggest funders of the United Nations. And then different people are selected from all over the world to hold certain positions. And what has been found over time is that amongst these people, there's some intelligentsia, there's some CIAs, those three-letter words, mask themselves sometimes as a UN High Commission for Human Rights in Kenya, for example, and they're out here behind the scenes. They're actually a spy for Mossad or whatever. And this is how there's so much destabilization and control of African countries has been done through these, these offices. And sometimes the office is just being used. It's not really the UN, but the UN has given them access to the people, and there's so much proof and research that has confirmed that a lot of these offices have been used to destabilize countries, to get rid of presidential candidates that were not in their favor, to kind of artist countries, to allow certain jibby-jabs in, to allow certain agendas in that are against the people, to allow certain poisons in, and this is how they do it. So whenever one country, and this is how Babylon works, whenever one country tries to get free of this New World Order kind of control through the United Nations, they always cause such a massive uproar and create this crazy narrative. Actually, the story has kind of died down, but it said that the Ugandan government has declined to renew the mandate of the United Nations Human Rights Office in the country. In a February 3rd, 2023 correspondence, government says they will not be renewing the host country agreement signed with the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights in Uganda when it expires. And I quote, "In that regard, given the strong government commitment to the promotion and protection of human rights, the prevailing peace throughout the country, coupled with strong national human rights institutions and a vibrant civil society with the capacity to monitor the promotion and protection of human rights throughout the country, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs wishes to convey government's decision not to renew the mandate of the organization, United Nations High Commission for Human Rights, a country office in Uganda beyond the current term." So they are tripping out. They're trying to kind of hold all these statements and try and say that them being kicked out of the country, not being kicked out, just like we don't want you in there anymore. And you see, it's so complicated because all these freaking contracts that our governments sign is what bind us to the devil, the beast system. It's what binds us to these beast agreements, family. And then when you break it, they have a fit. And you see, it's supposed to be that the country is sovereign and can now dictate, okay, I want the UN human rights here. Okay, I don't want them. Okay, I want the population people. Okay, us, we have our own population issues under control. I don't want them. But this is the stronghold, family. This is beyond the British government, the American government. Yeah, that's them, but this is them by proxy. This is how they contain Africa. It's through these so-called agencies, which are not there to help us in any way. They're there to ensure that we follow the okie doke, that we follow the status quo so that nothing changes, so that we can continue to be exploited. They're like the left hand of the Americas and the freaking Illuminati and the cabals and the divided states of this world. So on the one hand, the divided states, the divided kingdom with their armies, France, Belgium, they're coming in this way, making sure there's a military presence in every African country. And then on the other hand, they're coming with these so-called UN agencies because we're not able to handle our own affairs. We need someone to tell us how to have children. We need people to give us food. We need to tell people to tell us how to behave with one another. And all these agencies are run by Mzungus because they're the ones paying the bills. And so, family, with this kind of stronghold, Africa is like this, under the beast system. And the only way to break out of this is not by trying to actually remove the UN, because then all these others will still be here controlling us. It's not by trying to, kick out France, because there's still these guys. It requires a total reformation, a total spiritual restoration, like an awakening beyond, so that we do this. You see, even happened. We do this, family. And we lay them all flat on the ground. And that's what they've been fearing. That's what they've been trying to prevent, that moment when we will all come together and our unity will come back together and just remove everything, shift everything in a twinkle of an eye. Like you flick a mosquito off you or something. So you see this when you see what an uproar they cause. And you see how sometimes, because now they're going to ostracize Uganda, make Uganda look like they're breaking all these laws, make Uganda look like the enemy of their own people's souls, when the real enemy is the one that the government is trying to get rid of. And then they use our own. I mean, their system, family, they are benefiting so much that they have not taken any chances. Their system is literally, quote unquote, foolproof. But it ain't God-proof. It's foolproof, yeah. A lot of idiots are in it. But it ain't God-proof. It ain't universe-proof. It hasn't even seen the real power of the Most High in operation. It's tried to mimic it, it's tried to copy it, and it's tried to contain it. But it's something that can't be contained. So we'll be keeping a close eye on this, family. But this reminds you that Babylon planned this for so long, and if we're trying to fight for our liberation on the physical, material, 3D level, they've already closed every option out. We have to come from a higher perspective, a higher understanding, which is what is happening with the new earth right now. Which is why I say get your spiritual life in order. Start to hear your own thoughts. Start to, order your own reality so that you don't miss the awakening that cannot be stopped, family. Special shout out to our Patreon family and everyone who supports us, and to everyone who has sent us a donation through PayPal. Your gift is in the mail. If you want to support us, the links are down below. Tuko pamoja.